What's going on, everyone? Today is the narrative roadmap. Oh my goodness, this makes me so excited. I love the narrative roadmap. I know you guys have been asking, where's 2024 Champions Breakdown? We did the State of the Battle Run map, or I guess it's now the MCOC roster map is what we should call it, and not the State of the Battle Run map. But you need the narrative roadmap if you're going to nail down what two characters come in 1 month, because shooting blanks is just not my style. I love the narrative roadmap because it really nails it down. It's like, this is X-Men event, okay, this is Asgardian, event, which we'll get into, but you know what I mean, it helps really nail down. You can predict on the map, and then you can pair once you get the narrative roadmap, and that's exactly what we're doing today. We're starting in February, which is weird, because I thought it's fine, but at least they give us July, which is awesome. So February, obviously, I did not get Dust, but I did get Ironheart. If you guys remember, I predicted her for a while now, so I'm very glad she came. Moving on, we're gonna start in March. So they basically, the way this works is that they gave the tease of the event quest name by blanking one word, so classifying it, and then they give us the classes, and then they give us some type of event quest, a little bit of lore dive. And then they give us, a tease of if it makes sense or not, something like that. So we're starting with March, and they say it's the blank and the blank, which everyone was like, dude, Mystic and Cosmic is what they said. The blank and the blank, Asgardian Magic, and I was like, Enchantress and Beta Ray Bill. I mean, the Beauty and the Beast, guys. I think no one disagrees with this. I hope for the comic Enchantress, for the video MCU, it's okay too, but. You guys know Beta Ray Bill's coming because of the mystery synergy that he has with Gladiator, or with, it could be with Gladiator, but Vox is who I was talking about. Vox has a mystery synergy that calls out a fight between him and Beta Ray Bill, and then obviously Gladiator has the Annihilator synergy, could obviously Beta Ray Bill, Annihilator's with Gladiator. I mean, it could be other people. Punk's Pizzazz synergy, which could be April or March character, or even June's character, I'm excited for. March is just great. It's obviously International Women's Month, so we get another woman character that's been the last 3 years we've gotten women characters in March, which is pretty cool. So I'm excited for it. I think March is great. Let's move on to April. All right, so April is interesting. It's a little bit more confusing because they say change the blank, science and tech. They have similar names, and it has to do with the multiverse. And when they say similar names, we all thought Lizard and Wizard because they make that makes sense, but the multiverse aspect didn't make sense. They both do fit the map, but Spider-Punk I feel like just has more going for him because he fits the State of Battle map next to all the Spider-Man heroes. He might be the Punk's Pizzazz synergy with Gladiator, and then multiverse Spider-Geddon, Superior Spider-Man's part of that storyline. So Spider-Punk, Superior Spider, I think could fit both together as similar names. Spider-Punk, aka Hobby Brown, and Hobgoblin could be an option. Not so much multiverse related, but still an option. I mean, there were tons of Spider-Man villains across Spider-Verse, so there's definitely plans for that. Change the Tune could be what it means, the event quest name. And then, I think I'm okay with Spider-Punk and Superior Spider. I think it's about time we get another tech Spider-Man or Iron Spider, but Spider-Punk, Iron Spider, it definitely could be. I just think Superior Spider-Man would be a more unique tech character because it's Octo Octavius inside Peter's body, and he has a bunch more tech gadgets, kind of like if you played Spider-Man on the PS4 or 5, he's got more tech gadgets in that playstyle, so definitely options for that. And if you have anyone else, please let me know, because this one's really hard. They have similar names, and it has to do with the multiverse. You wouldn't think so. But, moving on, we're going to May. May, I think, could go into two directions. The taking the literal comic that they're referencing or not taking it, because we've taken the bait before where we're like, oh, well, we need to fall, when I predicted last year when we had Spider-Man characters, they're like, oh, you need to look at the comic they're predicting. And I was like, I don't think so, because the characters we got, Sandman and Shocker, I was like, they're not going to line up with the comics that they're teasing, and they didn't. So I was pretty happy on that. So I'm not going to take it so literal, merch for money, as in what a merc for money would do, but we do get the blank job, the train job, mutant and skill. I think Mystique and Silver Sable, I think these two characters are coming. Silver Sable and Puck, I was really positive was going to be the skill class last year. And so I was like, okay, now I have to put Sheolth here. But then they moved Sheolth, or at least put her where she's supposed to be, and she wasn't a mystery spot. So I was like, okay, I'm going back to my Silver Sable spot because they're going to tease an Alpha Flight member later on that I think is fine. So she's a merc for hire. Not so much a merc today in the comics or for a while now, but she did some things, for the right, doing the right thing for the wrong reasons. or doing the wrong thing for the right reasons. You know what I mean? If you read her comics, and Mystique kind of the same way. She definitely was a merc, and she was one of my guesses. If you guys remember a Los Mercs for Gold spot in the battle map 2 years ago, she was one of my picks for that. It was like right next to Gwenpool, which like didn't really make sense. But I was like, I don't know who else to put here. Like, it's not going to be Pirate Pool because we're not getting Barons. But, yeah, I mean, the Mercs for Gold do have to do Deadpool. It's Deadpool, Massacre, Domino, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, Gorilla Man, Machine Man, like a bunch of different characters. Just weird, wacky characters doing stuff. So it could either go Mystique and Super Sable to Mercs for Gold, or literally could be a Mercs for Gold teammate with, like, Negasonic Warhead and Gorilla Man, Maverick, stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I'm okay with this. I think May would be awesome. I'm sure you guys have opinions on that, but let me know in the comments below. But they have to fit Mutant and Skill, so I'm excited for that. All right, June's event. Man, I've debated this one the most because, like, they talk about, they say all fun and blank, which sounds like all fun and games, which sounds playful, right? Mutant, Alpha Flight. Then you're like, okay, that's a little bit interesting. A mutant and Alpha Flight and all fun and blank. So then you're like, okay, Tech of Villain. You're like, okay, I have two people in mind. Then Deadly Contest of Champions, and you're like, man, this is probably arcade. I'm gonna be honest, like I like the more I read it, I feel like arcade. But the State of the Battle Map, it doesn't, like, arcade could fit, of course, like he could fit. Same with Bastion, and same with, you know, Fang, aka Dakin, who's on the Alpha Flight right now. Or it could be North Star, and North Star, you know, it is Pride Month, and Fang or Dakin and North Star are both Pride characters in the Marvel Comics. I think either one. And obviously North Star has more light-based powers. He's like the Wonder Twins, basically, in Marvel with his sister. So him in arcade would be a pretty good lineup, I'm not going to lie. So I'm only picking Fang and Bastion because I think narratively in the State of the Battle map, they've been teasing it earlier than they've been teasing Murder, like an arcade and a North Star, because I just haven't seen it. They were teasing an Alpha Flight member 2 years ago, so I could obviously see it being North Star, and honestly, I probably will change it next time. But for right now, there's also a tease that that Tyler has an action figure of the Tech Villain, which there are both action figures for Bastion and Arcade. Arcade's is newer. He had one a couple years ago, so he clearly could be one. I mean, Bastion did too, but the Arcade one's newer, so I might be on the Arcade and the North Star train. It just depends on probably the Punk's Pizzazz synergy, I'll be honest. And then July is probably, they just gave it to us. they were like Stern Blank Prevail, and you're like, okay, Stern, that's the leader's real name, right? His name. And we were like, yeah, Captain America 4, Brave New World was supposed to come out this year. Before it got delayed. The leader was supposed to be the main villain. It was announced, 3 years ago. Patriot was supposed to be a main character in the movie. That was announced 3 years ago. So I think there was a Captain America spot on the State of the Battle Round 2 years ago. So I was like, dude, like, this is clearly leader in the Patriot. I think they were just waiting for the time. Patriot, if you don't know, does not have the serum in the comics, so he literally would be skill. In fact, I think he just returned recently for the comics. He's been away for a bit. But yeah, I think it makes sense narratively for the MCU, narratively for the game. The State of the Battle map fits both. Leader obviously probably next to obviously Abomination and an Overseer, and then obviously Patriot next to Nick Fury, Blade, Black Panther, Frank Castle, and Night Thrasher. Just all characters he'd have something to do with. And yeah, I think that would be it. I mean, I don't think anyone disagrees on July, but that's gonna be it. As my dogs are barking, saying, "Hey, wrap it up." But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm probably the only one that I feel like changing is June. I feel confident on everyone else, even though I debated quite a bit. But yeah, man, if you guys enjoyed the State of the Battle map, if you totally disagree with me or if you totally agree with me, let me know in the comments down below. I'm always eager to hear. And yeah, enjoy, guys. Bye.